Hare Krishna dear devotees, Dandavat Pranam to all. So today we are reading from the book The Hare Krishna Challenge, Exposing a Misdirected Civilization, which are conversation with His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrila Prabhupāda. Reading the 5th chapter, Plain Living and High Thinking. The following conversation between Śrila Prabhupāda and some of his disciples took place in New Vrindavan, West Virginia in June 1976. Śrila Prabhupāda. The Western civilization is a nasty civilization, artificially increasing the necessities of life. For example, take the electric light. The electric light requires a generator, and to run the generator, you need petroleum. As soon as the petroleum supply is stopped, everything will stop. But to get petroleum, you have to painstakingly search it out and bore deep into the earth, sometimes in the middle of ocean. This is Ugra Karma, horrible work. The same purpose can be served by growing some castor seeds, pressing out the oil, and putting the oil into pot with a wick. We admit that you have improved the lighting system with electricity. But to improve from the castor oil lamp to the electric lamp, you have to work very hard. You have to go to the middle of ocean and drill and then draw out the petroleum. And in this way, the real goal of your life is missed. You are in a very precarious position, constantly dying and taking birth in various species of life. How to get free of this cycle of birth and death? This is your real problem. And this problem is meant to be solved in the human life. You have advanced intelligence for self-realization, but instead of using your advanced intelligence for self-realization, you are utilizing it to improve from castor oil lamp to the electric lamp. That's all. Disciple. People will say that your suggestion is impractical. Besides, electricity does many other things than just produce light. Most of our modern comforts depend more or less on electricity. Srila Prabhupada. In this life, you may be living very comfortably, but in the next life, you might become a dog. Disciple. People don't believe that. Srila Prabhupada. Whether they believe it or not, it is a fact. For example, a boy does not know that he is going to grow into a young man, but his mother and father knows. If the boy says, "No, I am not going to become a young man," that is childish. The father and the mother know that the boy will grow into a young man and that they should educate him so that he can become properly situated. This is guardian's duty. Similarly, when we talk of transmigration of the soul, a rascal may say, "I don't believe in it," but it is still a fact. A rascal, a madman, may say transmigration is not a fact, but the real fact is that he'll have to accept another body according to the quality of his endeavor in this life. Karanam gunasangosya sadasad yoni janmasu. Disciple. What if someone says, "This life of growing the castor seeds is very difficult and farming in general is very difficult. It is easier to go to the factory for 8 hours, come home with my money and enjoy." Srila Prabhupada. You may enjoy, but by enjoyment you forget your real goal of life. Is that intelligent? You have been given this human form of life to improve your next life. Suppose you become a dog in your next life. Is that success? You must know the science of Krishna consciousness. Then, instead of becoming a dog, you will become like God. Disciple. Once, at John Lennon's estate in London, you said that the tractor is the cause of so much of the trouble today. It took all the work from the young man and forced them to go to the city for work, and they became entangled in sense gratification. I have noticed that the life in the country is simpler, more peaceful. It's easier to think of spiritual life. Srila Prabhupada. Yes, the country is less disturbing, less taxing on the brain. Just work a little for your own food and the rest of the time engage yourself in Krishna consciousness. This is ideal life. See the minute fibers in this flower. Can anyone manufacture this in factory? Such small fibers? And how brilliant the color is. If you go to study just one flower, you become God conscious. There is a machine that you call nature, and from this machine everything is coming. But who has built this machine? Disciple. In London, you said that people do not know the flowers are painted by Krishna with thought. Srila Prabhupada. Yes. Do you think that without an artist, the flowers can come out so beautiful? This is foolish. What is nature? It is Krishna's machine. Everything is being done by the machine of Krishna. So, improve your mode of living at New Vrindavan. Live in an open place. Produce your own food grains. Produce your own milk. Save time. Chant Hare Krishna. Plain living, high thinking. ideal life. But if you increase the artificial necessities of your life, your so-called comforts, and forget the real work of Krishna consciousness, that is suicidal. We want to stop this suicidal policy. Of course, we do not insist people to stop modern advancement of technology. We just present the simple formula given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chant Hare Krishna. Even in your technological factory, you can chant. What is the difficulty? You can go on pushing the buttons of your machine and simultaneously chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Disciple, and if people take up chanting, gradually, will they give up technology? Śrila Prabhupāda, of course. Disciple, so you're sowing the seed of their destruction. Śrila Prabhupāda, no, not destruction, rather construction. The repetition of birth and death, the constant change of body, this is destruction. But by our method, you live forever. Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti. Bhagavad Gita 4.9. You don't get any other material body. But without Krishna consciousness, tatha dehantara praptihi. Bhagavad Gita 2.13. You have to accept another body, which means suffering. So, which is better? To accept material bodies, one after another, or to accept no more material bodies? If we finish our suffering with this body, that is intelligent. But if we create another body for suffering, that is unintelligent. But unless you understand Krishna, you have to accept another body. There is no other alternative.